Welcome to the Owner Identity Podcast, where we empower men experiencing same-sex attraction to live a life of purpose and possibility through the power of Christ and for the glory of God. My name is Jason Meller. I am so glad you're here. Come on in, have a seat. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today, I want to read you a letter. It's written by my group coaching client, Noah, to the person I call Timothy. He's the young man out there who is feeling stuck and alone due to his attractions. He just needs someone to tell him, it's going to be all right. I got you. Noah, if you're listening, thank you for creating this letter and allowing me to put it out there. We create these at the end of each of my group coaching courses, and it's a powerful way to give us confidence that when God brings this person to us, we're going to know what to say. And it also does something to our own heart to write something like this. I'm going to read through the entire letter, and then I'm going to break it down line by line to tell you what meant the most to me at each part of the letter. It's powerful. I hope that it will touch you as well. Timothy, it's so hard to tell people you're doing fine when you feel like your heart is collapsing from the weight of your attractions and need for affection. It probably feels like you're so alone, and that if anyone knew the real you would be rejected. Or maybe you want to reject yourself because of how you're feeling. I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. I get it, and I know what it's like. I want to tell you that behind all of this is a real, genuine, and good desire to be known and loved. Every guy needs friendship, to be heard, and to be encouraged to know that he's got what it takes. I would love to hear your story, Timothy, and there are lots of men out there who will see the value of your friendship. What you have to offer as a man, as a friend, is valuable. Believe others when they say, Timothy, you're my brother. I love you, and you are my friend. They really mean that, and you're going to hear that sooner than you know. The same-sex attraction seems like a desire that must be fulfilled, but it won't ever be enough, because it's not who you were designed to be. From birth, God destined you to be a man that is deeply known and free, not a servant to the feelings you attach to any attractions. It's hard to feel like you can grasp that right now, but when you see what I see in you and what God sees in you, you will realize that you've already got what it takes to walk in freedom without shame. I want to encourage you in this. You will see clearly, and you can run well. God did not mess up when He made you. And what you're going through with same-sex attraction, that's not a surprise to Him. No, He sees you and has great confidence that as you walk with Him, you will be like iron in the forge. At first, it might be scorched by the flames of adversity, then struck with powerful blows. But the end result is a sharp blade or tool that is useful in the hands of the Maker. Timothy, that is you. Be filled with courage, my friend. The enemy has come against you, but no weapon against you will prevail. Jesus knows you by name and is the friend that sticks closer than any brother on earth. He laid down His life for you because you meant so much to Him. And even now, He is preparing brothers and a family for you that want to run the race with you and build you up. As a final thought, don't let this same-sex attraction rob you of your dreams. It's okay if there are attractions you don't like. They aren't you, and they can't stop you from reaching the good desires and passions of your soul, those which the enemy seeks to destroy. That right does not belong to him, so don't give it to him. Go with confidence into a bright future, trusting God who is with you. Take care, my friend, and know that I am with you if you ever need someone to hear you out. All journeys worthwhile are hard, but you are not alone. Noah. That is beautiful. Thank you again, Noah, for offering that to us as a word of encouragement. And I want to tell you what it means to me, each of these. I'm going to, again, break it down line by line. He says, Timothy, it's so hard to tell people you're doing fine when you feel like your heart is collapsing from the weight of your attractions and need for affection. I was walking into church in college, and all I knew how to be was the perfect Christian, the guy that had a big smile on his face, that did everything right, and was able to say, everything's great. That's all I knew how to be. And beyond that, I felt lost. And so when these attractions came up, I had to push them down. There's no way that that was aligned with who I was comfortable being, the thing that was going to keep me safe, that role that I played. And that was really lonely because I knew I wasn't being authentic. I knew I didn't have that person that was seeing me and asking me, Jason, who are you really? What's really going on? Tell me more about your life. I've got all day. And I needed that. I wanted that so bad. I had no idea how to even ask for it. Noah says, it probably feels like you're all alone and that if anyone knew the real you, you would be rejected. Yeah, absolutely. Or maybe you want to reject yourself because of how you're feeling. I did that. I did that a lot because it gave me a sense of certainty. I could control that. If I was afraid that others were going to reject me, well, I could do it first. I could say, Jason, you're out. Go sit on the sidelines. And that was a lot easier than being vulnerable and saying, hey, I've got something I need to tell you. I have something that I'm burdened with that I don't know what to do with. And if I said, no, it's not okay that you're experiencing these attractions. It's not okay that you just don't know how to live life, that you're somehow different than everybody else, then I was able to put that to bed. I didn't have to wonder anymore. I wasn't okay. So then I could just go about striving to try to be what I didn't think I was. He says, I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. I get it and I know what it's like. Oh my gosh. If I had somebody when I was younger that said, dude, Jason, I get it. Man, I've got same sex attraction myself, or hey, I know what it's like to want to do things that don't really make any sense, that I don't actually want to do, or to feel strongly and have no idea what to do with those feelings, or man, just to feel alone in the midst of a crowded room, a crowded city. I get it. I want to tell you that behind all of this is a real, genuine, and good desire to be known and loved. That would have blown my mind if somebody said that back in the day. I think it would have just kind of rolled off my shoulders. I don't think I would have grasped that. It's taken me so long to realize that I don't have to vilify these attractions. I don't have to vilify these desires or emotions, and that I truly can ask some helpful questions like, God, is there something beneath here? I really want to connect with this guy. What is going on? And I'm able to say, yeah, I do. I do want to connect. I want somebody to see the real me. In that moment, I thought it was taking off my clothes and them doing the same. That was going to be the answer to them seeing the real me and me feeling accepted. But no, it's just a clue. It's just a clue that I wanted to be known. I wanted not to have a filter, to be able to go through life and just saying, this is me without some mask that I'm taking on and off, depending on who I'm with. I wanted that so badly. Every guy needs friendships, to be heard, to be encouraged, to know that he's got what it takes. Oh my goodness. Man, that would be like a drug. Somebody saying, Jason, you've got what it takes. I'm like, are you serious? Really? Okay. Um, and what I needed was somebody to say that, but then somebody also to say, and I'm going to hold your hand through it, because the minute you step out in faith, all the lies are going to start coming in. Satan's going to tell you that you don't have what it takes. All those fears are going to come in that feel so much bigger than the fact that God's got you. But I want you to know that I'm here with you every step of the way. When the lie comes in, when the fear feels too big, when the attraction seems overwhelming, I got all the time in the world. I'm here for you. I get it. I'm going to walk with you. That's what I needed too. I'd love to hear your story, Timothy. There are a lot of men out there who will see the value of your friendship. What you have to offer as a man and as a friend is valuable. I thought I had to go be that ideal man and then come back to the people I was around to then have something to offer them. I remember being in conversations and literally thinking, okay, hold on a second. Let me go and work out so I can gain 10 pounds of muscle and figure out what it is I'm supposed to be able to do as a man. And I'm going to step back into this moment so I can actually feel like I deserve to be here or that I'm enough and have something to offer. um, and so to be able to say, I have something to offer that's valuable in my mess, in my confusion, in the place where I need somebody to tell me I have what it takes and I need that reassurance, that God can use them to speak to me, like I have something valuable to offer them because they want to be able to be vulnerable as well. When I am setting that example of vulnerability, when I am able to say, you know what, I have no idea what's going on in life, and I feel like a train wreck. But all I know and all I seem to be able to hold on to right now is the fact that God sees me and loves me. And I don't believe that all the time. Doesn't always feel true, but that is what I'm holding on to the most. And I think somebody else can say, dang, that's a lot of faith. Um, I wish that I needed God as much as you do right now. Something like that. Believe others when they say, Timothy, you are my brother. I love you and you are my friend. I had to make a decision to believe people when they said that they were my friend, that I was valuable, because the lie, if they only knew, would come into my mind. They're just saying that to be nice to me, whatever. You know, okay, maybe there's a percentage of people where that's the truth. But if I was doubting it, then I was in my head. And it was so important to me to show up, to be present. And if I was constantly trying to contradict what they were saying, that they liked me, then I wasn't actually there. I was somewhere else. And so I said, I'm just going to decide that what they say is true because that's going to make life a lot simpler. And that was beautiful. I'm glad that I did. And when I showed up that way, it gave something to them. It gave a confidence that, yes, I know that I am of worth. And they want to catch that. I want to be able to give that to somebody else, that sense of worth. And I can do that by choosing that for myself. The same sex attraction seems like a desire that must be fulfilled, but it won't ever be enough because it's not who you were designed to be. It has seemed so big in my life sometimes. It's felt intense. I've described it like electricity coming through my body before. It is so annoying. I'm glad I don't have it to that degree anymore. But I know that I can rest in the fact that I am created as a man, and that's enough. I can go to God when I feel like I need more than what other people have to give me. And I can invite Him to use other people to speak to me, and I may always have a deep need more than other guys in my life, but I can handle that. That's okay. From birth, God destined you to be a man that is deeply known and free, not a servant to the feelings you attach to any attractions. It's hard to feel like you can grasp that right now. But when you see what I see in you and what God sees in you, you will realize you've already got what it takes to walk in freedom without shame. That idea of I already have what it takes for anything was really strange for me. I was My MO was to constantly go out and get something. Like, what do I need to do to walk without shame? Well, I need to do this and do that and confess this many times and, kneel for 2 hours a day, whatever. And I put together this list, a checklist for God, so I can be good enough to go to Him and that He can talk with me, or that somebody else can look at me and say, all right, you can hold your head up now. But I'm already a beloved son of God. I put my love and trust in Him. And when He looks at me, He sees Christ. When other people look at me with God's eyes, they see Christ. And from that place, life flourishes. From abiding in the vine and from believing what's true about me, then amazing things come out of my life. Noah says, I want to encourage you in this. You will see clearly and you can run well. Clarity. That was something I wanted so bad. And seeing clearly some distance ahead of me, I felt like it was in this fog all the time. Like it was so big, my fear and anxiety and confusion, that I didn't even know how to see 10 feet beyond me. My future looked so scary because I couldn't see it. I didn't have a goal that I was working towards that was actually authentic. I had all these achievement goals, but to say, I see something exciting that God is excited about too. And I can see just enough to be able to understand that there's a way to get there. I can see that these attractions are not me, that there's something I'm experiencing that I can allow to come and go. And I can, at the same time as they're doing their thing, do what's important to me, what I've set out to do, what I believe God has for me each day, each moment, and into the future. I can run well. I can run well. You can run well. We can do this. We've got what it takes in Christ. Um, I know that when I believe that, gosh, so many things are possible. When I'm able to see my attractions as less powerful than I have in the past, when that has seemed almost impossible, and I've seen that happen, and I've been able to experience the fact that, man, I don't have to let them boss me around and tell me what to do. Well, what else is possible in life? God did not mess up when he made you, and what you're going through with same-sex attraction is not a surprise to him. I don't have to filter myself when I come to God. I don't have to just show him the best parts, the parts that I feel are acceptable to him. He knows every single piece of me. He knows the parts of me that were distorted by the fall and by sin. He knows the longings that are underneath there, the beauty that is in there. He's the one that sees all of me. He knows everything. And when I can get on board with that and say, "Hey, God, I saw this guy at the grocery store, and I ended up following him down the aisle when I really didn't need anything out of that aisle," and I can talk to God and just say that, knowing that, okay, Jason, let's have a talk. Um, let's see what you need right now. Then, man, that deepens my connection with him. I can enjoy that friendship that no one, God isn't putting up with me. He's not like spending time with me just because he knows he has to, and then he's going to get back to other people he likes better. But he really likes me. All of me. He sees me and has great confidence that as we walk in him, we'll be like iron in the forge. Iron in the forge. At first, Noah says, it might be scorched in the flames of adversity, then struck with powerful blows. That does not sound fun at all. I would like to skip that. In my life, I've just wanted comfort. I've wanted everything to be okay. And that was a huge goal of mine, just to be safe, to be able to say, yeah, things are fine. Because that's, like I said, the only way I knew how to be. The end result is a sharp blade or tool that is useful in the hands of the maker. I may have used this analogy before, but when you think about going to the movie theater and maybe it's going to be an action adventure mystery movie, you spend your $18 to go to this thing, and at the beginning of the movie, the guy's like, I am going to go and vanquish this dragon. I'm going to save the princess, whatever it is. And so you start off the movie and he's going through the jungle. There's no bad guys. He's just walking along the path. There's no obstacles that he has to go through. He gets to the mountain where the dragon is, and the dragon's asleep. He's like, all right, well, let's take out my sword and chop off his head. And then the maiden comes out and says, oh my gosh, you saved me. This is wonderful. Man, I would want my money back. I want to see the guy work hard. I want to see him come up against something that's impossible. I want him to see an experience where he feels like all hope is lost. And so, finally, maybe some friends, people that he's met along the way, come and they bring him out of the pit and they fight alongside him. They hold up his arms as he's fighting the dragon. And he comes to the end of the journey, realizing that he's not the same person he was when he started out. And that is the life that I really want. I want to be somebody that has been in the forge and sharpened, a blade or a tool that is useful in the hands of the maker. Noah says, Timothy, that's you. Be filled with courage, my friend. The enemy has come against you, but no weapons against you will prevail. Jesus knows you by name and is the friend that sticks closer than any brother on earth. He sticks closer than any brother on earth. A lot of my life, I've thought that God is somebody I need to follow. And he absolutely 100% is. I want him ahead of the path in front of me. He is the light that is my path and illuminating it and showing me where to go. At the same time, because he can be everywhere at the same time, he is right beside me holding my hand. Right beside me holding my hand on that journey itself as we walk on this illuminated path. He is that brother that sticks close. God has laid down his life for you because you meant so much to him. And even now, he's preparing brothers and a family for you that want to run the race with you and build you up. The fact that God laid down his life for me, that is something that I can hold on to. If I really want certainty that I'm worth something, I can hold on to that. If I doubt that somebody really wants to be my friend, even though they said that they do, well, I know that God sent his son to die on the cross, to sacrifice his life so that I can have life abundant and I can be with him forever because he really likes me and he wants that connection. He wants reunion with me. And he's able to use other people to do that as well. I don't know exactly what my family on earth will look like. I mean, I didn't know back then in college what that was going to look like. I don't know what group of friends he might bring around me. I didn't know if he was going to give me a wife and children. And maybe it would be when I get to heaven and I see him in person that I really get that full desire fulfilled. I don't know. But I could believe that I was meant for family. I was meant for belonging. I was meant for community and trust him with that. As a final thought, Noah says, don't let the same sex attraction rob you of your dreams. It's okay if there are attractions you don't like. They aren't you, and they can't stop you from reaching the good desires and passions of your soul. That's what I want people to know, that the story they're telling themselves about their attractions may not be the right story. It may not be 100% true. What is the story you're telling yourself about what your attractions mean, about who you are, about what's possible in your life, about how God sees you, about your worth, what you have to offer? Get really curious about that and see how that story is impacting how you show up each day. See if it's causing you to overlook opportunities that maybe God has for you for deeper connection, to step out as a leader, whatever that is. Get curious about that and ask God, is there something else that you want to tell me about my attractions? Maybe I need to look at them differently. They are not you, Noah says, and they can't stop you from reaching the good desires and passions of your soul, those which the enemy seeks to destroy. Not everybody has marriage in their life. For me, that was one of the things that I thought my attractions were going to limit me from. I've said before, I didn't even want to kiss a girl. But when I decided that I could have these attractions and still keep an open hand to whatever God might want to bring in my life, and that posture was more important to me than the security I was going to feel by saying, I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to date a woman, because that's what felt safe. That's what felt like I could control that. And that open posture of inviting whatever it is that God was going to have for me was a beautiful thing in my life. For me, it did lead to marriage, but I know 100% that whether it did or not, I was going to live a more full life of connection, authenticity with whoever God would bring into my life. Noah says, go with confidence into a bright future, trusting God who is with you. Take care, my friend, and know that I'm with you if you ever need someone to hear you out. That is beautiful. All journeys worthwhile are hard, but you are not alone. I want all of you to know that you are not alone. There are so many men out there that share your story. Not exactly the same story, but many men that I have met from all over the world that have decided that their attractions are not bigger than their dreams. They're not bigger than what God says is true about them. And they are something that they can use as a tool to learn from. They can get curious about what they have to tell them. And they can, in the midst of navigating these, grow into deeper community and depth of God's understanding, relationship, and get excited about what is next for them in their life. I would love for you to meet some of these guys. If you're interested, you can go to ownyourIdentitynow.com/group coaching and learn more, book a free coaching session to apply. And finally, I want you to know, you are not defined by your same-sex attractions. You are defined by the one who calls you his. And with him, you've got what it takes. You've got this, because God's got you. I'll talk with you soon.